Out of all the players we've covered for their diets and workouts, Luka is undoubtedly the least athletic. Now, that's no slight on Luka. Most people aren't as shredded as LeBron, Giannis, and Kawhi. But just because Luka doesn't jump out of the building doesn't mean he doesn't have to diet hard and train even harder in order to run one of the best offenses in the league. So today, we're talking about Luka Doncic's insane Hercules diet and workout. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe below so we can keep bringing you content. Without further ado, some Luka magic. Coming into the league in 2018, Luka Doncic wasn't being coveted for his supreme athleticism, but for his mature skill set for a guy his age. Luka's blow-by potential doesn't come from his quick first step. It comes from his crafty footwork, tight handles, and a shooting ability that has you just as worried about a step-back three. But there's a lot of skill in the NBA, so Luka's lack of athleticism compared to the rest of the prospects in his draft class is the majority, if not the complete reason he wasn't taken number 1 overall. Flash forward 3 years, and we now know that was a huge mistake, as Luka is already showing he's a generational type player, even without the out-of-this-world speed and vertical. But still, the NBA is grueling, and Luka was somewhat out of shape coming into the league. And with an 82-game season, players have to step up their diets and workouts just from an endurance standpoint. So, let's get into some of Luka's diet changes. With most European leagues having an emphasis on fundamentals and skill-based workouts, it wasn't really expected for Luka to be ripped or super quick. So, living in Spain and not necessarily thinking about everything going into his body, Luka was eating tons of pasta, a staple to so many meals over in Europe. It didn't even cross his mind that it may have been slowing him down. So when he came to the NBA and he had all these resources to get him in shape, he knew he had to cut out the pasta. The carbs were just weighing him down, and that was one of the biggest changes coming into the league for Luka. Before, he saw his meals as off hours, something that didn't directly correlate with his on-the-court play. But quickly, he realized he had to put just as much work into his body during those off hours as he did his skills. Oddly enough, the person who taught Luka this was Dirk Nowitzki, someone who was constantly underrated because of his seemingly subpar athleticism throughout his career. But, as Dirk would teach Luka, just because you rely on your skill set more than your speed doesn't mean you don't have to work just as hard as the next guy when it comes to your body. Luka said he's grateful for getting to play with Dirk for a year, saying, "I was so happy to get drafted to Dallas to be with Dirk. It was one of the best experiences of my life." I would say there are 2 things I learned: his leadership and his work ethic. So with that kind of invaluable mentorship throughout his first year, Luka got to work, sharpening his playstyle and slimming down his body to keep up. As Shaq has said, Luka may not be a salad guy, but he has subscribed to the athlete diet of high protein, lesser carb intake that most players do. The Mavs offense relies heavily on Luka's shoulders, so he's not able to cut out all the carbs that grant him some of that energy, but he's definitely placed more focus on protein-rich diets like chicken and veggies, as well as a focus on omega-3 rich fish that help him with recovery and keep him lighter than he was entering the league. Instead of weighing himself down with big meals, he too uses the 4 to 6 small meals a day method in order to maintain a steady supply of energy without wearing himself out quickly. All in all, Luka's diet isn't really special compared to most NBA players, but it was definitely a change compared to his pasta-heavy days back when he played for Spain. And with this change, Luka has gotten notably skinnier over the past 2 years. So when it came out that his trainer claimed he had eaten his way out of shape during quarantine, everyone was a little surprised he let himself go. But upon news of this, Luka was quick to hit social media, questioning how this report even had legs. In fact, the opposite was true. Luka was working out even harder than before, adding muscle onto his new, skinnier frame. So, let's get into that muscle building bit. As we all know, eating right is only half of it. So while Luka has been working out to keep up his underrated stamina and speed, he's also been cultivating strength. Over his 3-year career so far, Luka has been getting a lot of comparisons to LeBron. They are both excellent scorers, but arguably even better passers, able to command an entire offense. But the one obvious difference is strength and speed, so that has been a key point for Luka coming into the workouts, and the league is taking notice. Head coach Doc Rivers said about Luka, "The sky's the limit for him. Wait until he gets in shape." Luka hasn't been keeping people in the dark either, posting photos of himself getting in peak form, doing trap bar carries, dumbbell rows, and loaded barbell push exercises. And the results are noticeable, not only to his Instagram followers, but to Mavs owner Mark Cuban, who said he walked in Luka's workout and joked, "Saw an ab. There may have been 2. But ultimately adding, "He's definitely in better shape." Luka added in on the fun, promising Mark Cuban that he'll be turning that ab into a 6-pack pretty soon. So, let's see how he is taking a crack at it. First things first, Luka stretches plenty before he starts any kind of workout. In only his 3rd season, he's averaging around 35 minutes a game, so he can't be going into workouts cold. If he works too hard and isn't properly warmed up, the Mavs season can tank in one freak moment. Then, it's immediately onto endurance and core workouts as he grabs 2 dumbbells and does sets of minute-long wall sits. Not only is this going to strengthen his core and improve his balance, but it's going to work strides for Luka as a defender, allowing him to stay in defensive position for longer periods of time, even with all the work he puts in on offense. To further this purpose, Luka moves onto elastic band side lunges and a unique shuffle drill with 2 inclines on either side of a board, allowing him to work on lateral movement and an explosive first step. Then it's onto some weightlifting, where, as he's been showing off on his Instagram, he does plenty of deadlifts, working on adding some muscle and strength to his 6'8" frame. Luka then begins alternating between these deadlifts and unique shuffling drills between sets, seemingly working on endurance and strength in the same workout. He even starts to add weight to the deadlifts as the workout continues, and in between all of this, there is copious amounts of stretching. Then, it's onto a weighted sled push, something we see far more in football players, but once again, this is just emphasizing Luka's workout purposes. In each drill, he's combining power with speed, which we've seen the result from in the past couple of years. Sure, he has one of the nastiest stepbacks in the league, but it's only possible because he's become strong enough and fast enough to blow by defenders and meet the big guys at the rim. And once he has most of the heavy lifting out of the way, he ends the workout with more endurance sliding drills. But as much work as Luka puts in on his body, he doubles in skill-based workouts on the court. He's a sneaky athlete with a strong upper body and a propensity to catch a defender in a poster every now and then. But Luka knows his game is still built off of his skill. He's the primary ball handler for the Mavs, even if he's not technically labeled as a point guard. So, after some form shooting, Luka is working on some two-handed dribbling drills to keep his coordination sharp. Then, because many defenders are as or more athletic than him, he works on creating space off the dribble. Head movements, jabs, euro steps, agile drives, they're all vital for Luka to get open and either score or find a teammate whose defender has sagged off to help. During this kind of workout, he also practices his movements on the pick and roll a lot, as he's become so dangerous at keeping defenders behind him, off balance, and left in no man's land. And then, to wrap some of the shooting drills up, he goes into some one-footed post shots just to work on his balance, so he too can be hitting that one-foot fadeaway like his predecessor. So that's it for today. What do you think Luka's future will be like in the NBA? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep this train rolling.